Welcome to TW Sports Talk. We are at the second to last round of the playoffs here. We got the NFC and AFC championship games this week. Two, as we were just talking about a moment ago, pretty dreamlike matchups right here.
Oh, the NFL is happy.
Yeah, and I'm happy.
There's saliva coming out of Roger Goodell's mouth right now.
Yeah.
The president of Fox and CBS are like having like a ratings gasm as we speak right now.
Yeah,
because it's trying to be so high ratings.
Yeah, I mean, you got another dose of Tom Brady versus.
Might be the last time. That's just
you never know.
This might be the last time we see these guys go against each other.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I think Brady's going to play another several years probably still. But
Manning's the question.
Manning's the question.
He's even said though he doesn't have that many years left in him.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple like weeks this season where he had a bad ankle or something or this and that, and but nevertheless, I mean, golden opportunity for him to get back to the Super Bowl and maybe win it, and then of course you got in the NFC you got division rivals. Big,
plus two of the most vicious defenses
of the league. Yeah, exactly.
Two young quarterbacks.
Two young quarterbacks. Mobile quarterbacks, and so yeah, I mean, definitely an interesting slate of games here.
But let's talk about the divisional playoffs here. Make a quick recap there, quick.
Right.
To see how we got to this picture.
Starting with the first game was the Seahawks and the Saints. Seahawks doing their job at home, like we expected.
To me, Percy Harvin getting hurt was a key factor there, though. When he was in, they had a passing game, and they were confusing the hell out of Rob Ryan's defense.
Right.
I almost said Rex. No, let's go to the better Rob Ryan coach. I think Rob
right now.
Rob Ryan. But I think once Percy Harvin got hurt again, hopefully, and I think he might miss the championship game, maybe. Hopefully at the Super Bowl, because I think they really might need him for the Super Bowl, maybe. If not, they're going to be a very one-dimensional offense then against whoever they face, pretty much. But no, I think once it happened, their offense slowed down, and Drew Brees finally found a way to get past that defense. And they actually almost had made a shot at the end zone, and then all of a sudden, Marquise Colston was a forward pass.
Yeah,
he was right near the sidelines. I don't know why he didn't step out.
I know. I'm like watching that play, thinking like, why didn't he just go out of bounds?
Well, to be fair, nobody. I don't know. Was this a Sean Payton play? Was this like the Sean Payton tell him try to lateral it across the field like
forward?
Tennessee?
Yeah, forward pass. Yeah, I mean,
it wasn't a lateral or a backwards pass. It was clearly a forward pass.
Yeah,
I don't know who the hell he was throwing.
I'm watching I'm thinking, that's game over right there.
Yeah, well, 10-second runoff.
Yeah, so.
But even that, to me, the Saints were never in this game until the very end,
right,
pretty much.
Yeah. And I mean, the Seahawks might have been in somewhat of a prevent mode at that point.
Well,
who knows? I mean,
like I said, I think once Percy Harvin went out, that was a big factor for the offense. So they really need Percy Harvin back. I don't know if he'll come back or not. I don't know how severe he hurt himself, but when he went out for the game, it was a big blow to the passing game that Seattle so badly needs to start establishing.
Yeah. But in their case, fortunately, they were able to run the ball rather well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lynch had a big game, especially that final run.
Right. And then of course the game after that was the Andrew Luck and Tom Brady game. Which probably didn't meet up to the hype. Maybe this game wasn't very close, and Andrew Luck, I believe, with 4 interceptions in this game.
Oh boy. Speaking of which, we went 2 for 2 against. We are tied still
Well,
overall.
I mean, this week we had the same picks.
Well, that's in there too. But you know what I mean? We're still tied here, so I'm curious. But no, I agree with you. Andrew Luck, he just kept going. He had to go pass for pass here because I think one thing that we forgot though is how bad. I would say bad because the deal with Robert Mathis, who I think is going Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Besides that, they had nobody on this defense in the Colts.
Yeah.
And if Alex Smith and the Chiefs could put up 40?
44, right?
So what's Tom?
45 for the Colts in that game, and then 1 that's easier to remember.
Yeah. So what do you think Tom Brady's going to do in this defense? Probably.
And the thing was, all they did was Brady didn't even have to throw any touchdown passes or something. They ran the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
6 touchdown runs. I mean,
LeGarrette Blount. Where is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
It came out of this guy beat out Tim Tebow for that final roster spot.
Yeah,
talk about amazing coaching for Belichick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, Yeah, I mean, talk about if you think like, oh,
Hmm.
the Patriots are going to win this week by the score of this, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Brady's going to have a field day or something. No, he didn't. He really did. He didn't have to have a field day. He have six
He
rushing
did he
touchdowns.
did get down the
I mean, he
field to
did the job. I
yeah
mean,
he
he did
got
what he had to do, but he didn't have
yeah
to put up massive
no.
touchdown numbers
And
or
like I said,
anything. And
Andrew Luck just kept turning the ball over, and
yeah,
you can't do that. I
that
mean,
yes, obviously that hurt him. And
you know,
the week before he was able to bounce back and put
yeah,
up all these points, but this against the Patriots,
yeah.
that wasn't the
But
case.
no, very impressive win for Belichick, showing
Yeah,
his genius again.
yeah,
Because a lot of people talk about all these injuries on defense.
yeah.
How can the Patriots cope here? And hell, four
No
turnovers. How
Gronkowski, and
exactly?
yeah,
Well, no, but I mean, Brandon Spice didn't play. Granted,
right,
supposed to be not due to injury, supposed to be due
yeah,
to off the field issue. I believe
yeah.
like an
So
attitude problem.
right,
But still, they their defense. This has pretty much been a very injury prone
right,
Patriots defense. They got 4 picks on Andrew Luck.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then on the Sunday we had the Panthers and the 49ers.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, unfortunately, we
To
made
me,
these.
it was a tale of two halves.
Yeah,
The Panthers, I thought, were the better team in the
in the
first half.
first half, yeah, they look.
Except towards the end, when the Kaepernick got him
Yeah,
in there, and it was 13-10 at
Niners made
halftime.
adjustments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but for me, like I thought it was all Panthers because they got down the goal line. There was two big goal line stops
yeah,
the Niners made here.
yeah,
I thought questionable play calls too, but Steve Smith he looked untouchable. I mean
yeah.
that
Even
whole
coming
like
off the injury
especially
too.
when he made that whole 59% comment of
Yeah,
I'm only 59% healthy. It's
yeah,
like well damn. Then let's see this guy at 100% then.
yeah,
Because that was a nice throw and catch by Cam. But no, Cam Newton was clearly the better quarterback, I thought, in the first half. And all of a sudden,
yeah.
I don't know what happened. Well, to me, I think when Kaepernick scored in the second half and did the Cam Newton pose,
Yeah,
supposedly that got in Cam's head then.
yeah.
Which
I
is,
mean,
I don't want to.
this is first playoff game too.
I don't want to insult the guy there, but usually
Yeah,
it's supposed to motivate you to maybe even
to do
score.
so,
And then do Kaepernick's pose then in front of him,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
But suppose he got upset over it and was. I mean,
yeah.
like I said, I don't want to hurt the kid here because he had a hell of a season. He had a
Yeah,
hell of a first half, but you can't let that's mind games. It's the
yeah,
playoffs. Anything goes here pretty much. But
right.
also, I thought the defense had too many penalties for the Panthers in the
Yeah,
first half too.
yeah,
Most of the game,
yeah.
especially towards the end, of like one guy got ejected for throwing a punch and that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, you gotta stay Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, bottom line.
yeah. I knew it was gonna be aggressive. I know it's two very opposing and
Yeah,
physical defenses, but still, there was one team that clearly had a mental discipline, and one team
yeah.
that clearly was like
One
they've
team
never been here before,
right,
and they have no
exactly.
idea how the hell to react in the situation. Even Ron
Right,
Rivera even admitted that.
right. Yeah,
And like I said, we
exactly.
both picked the Panthers.
Yeah.
People think the
That was
Colts.
early in the
We
week,
yeah,
unfortunately. But
but no, but this is a definitely a very
familiar
for
situation
the
for the
49ers.
49ers.
And
Third straight NFC championship game.
hell of a year for Jim Harbaugh in his first 3 years. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely. I mean,
but yeah, no. So to me, they came down to veteran leadership.
right.
I thought the Panthers would win because I thought honestly I thought they were getting the most insult. Everybody kept saying
Yeah,
already, oh, it's clearly Seahawks Niners. Like, oh wait, the Panthers
yeah,
beat the Niners, and that was at Candlestick. This
yeah,
is at Carolina,
yeah,
and they got Steve Smith here back supposedly,
yeah.
and this is not an easy matchup for.
Right, yeah.
But in the
So,
end,
yeah,
but then Niners they've been here before.
right.
Panthers haven't, and to me
Yeah,
that's what it came down to.
yeah. So, and then later on that day, of course, to close out the playoffs, you had the Broncos and Chargers.
Mhm.
Broncos actually playing some good defense here in this game.
Oh yeah, they kept
Held,
What was
I
out
mean,
of the end zone for a while.
most of the game, yeah,
Yeah.
most of the game. I mean, they held San Diego to nothing
I,
until later in the game.
I thought the Chargers were lucky to be in it, honestly.
Yeah, at the end, yeah,
I mean, I don't know. There was that final interception before halftime. It was
yeah,
kind of tipped. To me, I'm like, okay, the Chargers only down by 2 and a half time. That's actually an accomplishment right now.
yeah,
Because it technically should be 21-0 Denver at this point.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I mean, San Diego did come back. I think they did make some adjustments maybe in the second half.
yeah,
But Manning, I guess to get over this, this whole I can't win in a playoff game in a while, he made some 2 big conversions on first
yeah.
down pretty much.
They closed out the game well on offense.
Yeah, exactly. The
Definitely.
Chargers needed to get a stop, and they actually had a nice 3rd and long there, but Manning came up big, and in playoffs, that's what champions are made of.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and that now brings us to our matchups this weekend
Mm-hmm.
For the AFC and NFC championship. So for the AFC championship, who are you going with right now?
NFC, I think we all remember we had Denver, San Francisco at
Denver,
the beginning of the
right?
year, and I kind of pulled my plug on San Francisco because I thought they did look as strong as I
Yeah,
thought they would be. Carolina did scare me a bit here because this
yeah,
team is starting to play like they should have played at the beginning of the year.
yeah,
And while I do think that Kaepernick's got a better passing help, Anquan Bolden is starting to show
yeah,
signs of that Baltimore Raven year pretty much. Like he's really like,
yeah.
starting to carry
He's like very
Also,
tough.
Crabtree's back. That's been a big factor, I think.
Yeah,
Also, and like I said, Harvin is probably going to
is
play for
now.
Seattle.
Yeah,
So Russell doesn't really have much of a passing game. He's got a lot on Golden
yeah,
Tate. Then can Lynch actually run against this defense? But to me, it's at Seattle.
yeah,
If it was at Candlestick, I've easily Niners at
yeah.
this point.
They won against Seattle at at Candlestick. So.
But it's at Seattle, so I'm going to stick with Seattle, and I got them winning this game. Even though I think San Francisco right now is the better built team, as far as injuries and key players in certain positions.
Yeah.
But I just think because it's at Seattle with that crowd,
Yeah.
that atmosphere, I think Russell Wilson's going to take the Seahawks
Right.
Pete Carroll to their second Super Bowl in franchise history.
Right. And yeah, I mean, you bring up the home field advantage thing. The last two games at Seattle between these two teams have been won by Seattle by combined 55 points.
Yep.
So clear, and this is not Kaepernick's favorite place to play.
No.
And yeah, I mean, I go with Seattle in this game. I mean, the 49ers impressed me this week a little bit, but but I think Seattle's defense, I mean, they lead the league. They're like first in like every category almost imaginable.
A very stout defense, yes.
Yeah, and this is after, Gus Bradley, different coordinator, and still this defense
has a lot of depth too.
It's very deep. The secondary is second to none.
I mean, there's been a lot of suspensions on the Seattle defense this year, and yet they have some backups come in, and this doesn't even change the defense at all. Yeah. So that's got to scare you if you're facing these guys. Then,
and I think they can also, they can control the game with Marshawn Lynch. I think. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to have a field day necessarily against the but I mean, his power running game, I think, will help the Seahawks, and Russell Wilson makes few mistakes.
Yes.
I think, Kaepernick can be a little, not gun shy, but gun happy, I think maybe you could say. He can be a little mistake prone. So yeah, I mean, I'm going with the Seahawks in this game. I don't think it's going to be as, a one-sided blowout like it has, considering it is the playoffs. But I think Seattle's on their way to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, again, sometimes it just comes down to home field advantage, and I think that was the key this year for the Seahawks, and I think that's what's gonna get them to the Super Bowl this year.
Agreed.
And then next year, I mean, it could be the same thing. I mean, the 49ers are like in their own right, they were like a second seed this season.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because of rule, you could join division leaders,
and they proved that again. They proved that when they beat Carolina, I think so.
Yeah.
But so I mean, next year, I mean, again, it might maybe the 49ers get home field advantage. I don't know. I mean, we'll wait and see.
Well, who knows? I mean, Arizona showed some signs.
I mean, Arizona.
The NFC West was like a bloodbath.
Bottom line, that division's tough. And I mean, the Rams.
Even the Rams look like they're showing signs. The Rams, Jeff Fisher's the head coach. I mean,
Zach Stacy, I mean, they could. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's obviously that's a great.
And keep in mind, Sam Bradford was hurt this year.
Yeah,
so
I mean, who
if
knows?
he shows signs maybe of his rookie season, which I think this was his best season, maybe the Rams could turn this thing around.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows? So, but yeah, I go with the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And then the AFC Championship game that brings us to.
I honestly had Denver, even when I switched with Sam, I had Denver going from the start and winning because I do think this is Manning's pretty much his best chance at winning is one more Super Bowl finally to tie his brother. Maybe win back to back and beat him finally and can try to make up about Eli Manning has better so and so. But I'm just like saying I'm kind of terrified of this matchup here.
Yeah. I can see why.
Because the Broncos did lose a key corner. I forget who it was, but they did lose a corner for, I think, the rest of the year, at least for the AFC game then. And, I mean, both defenses are going to be hurting here, but this is whole feeling that Brady has Manning's number. Once again, if it was at Foxborough, I'd probably say Brady,
Yeah.
But because it's at Mile High, because I know that's going to be
this time it's at Mile High.
yeah,
Yeah.
and because and also I know Manning wants to make up for that loss to Brady in a year, so he's going to be very motivated.
Yeah.
And mainly because of Manning, and only because of Manning, I think Denver Broncos head back to the Super Bowl, where they will win a Super Bowl probably.
Yeah. I'm right now actually I'm feeling New England today.
Yeah.
Because the whole the 6 rushing touchdowns this past week.
Oh, definitely.
Has got to have the
especially against
defensive
this Broncos defense. Yeah. I still think is not not very good in general.
I mean I hate to throw away.
It's also Belichick. The guy's a genius.
This year might be his best coaching job of his career.
So many holes to fill. I
don't know how they do it. It's just I feel like
it's Belichick, Brady.
No Gronkowski. And then the next week they destroyed the Ravens.
His best receiver was a quarterback drafted in the 7th round at Kent State University.
They just
Edelman. Who heard of this guy in the beginning of the year?
They just take these random guys and
5'0" nothing receiver, and Brady's this guy like a superstar.
That's just. That just gives me this feeling like like who can't they do this again? So
to me, right now, key factor Wes Welker.
Yeah,
this
obviously.
Is his former team. They did cut him. They got rid of him. They traded him 71. Some people have blamed him for blowing a Super Bowl title by dropping a pass and blowing the AFC Championship game last year by dropping a pass. This guy has a history supposedly of dropping key passes.
Yeah.
Sometimes even wide open key passes to win games.
Yeah. So
X factor right there for this game is Wes Welker. But
and the fact now that they're going to have to game plan for the Patriots' run game now because Brady didn't have to do anything. They know Brady can Brady can go to town however he normally does, but now they got to account for the running game. Mm-hmm. And I just I wanted I was thinking up to this point Denver, I want to see Peyton Manning get to the Super Bowl and win, be the first quarterback to win on 2 different teams and stuff. But the matchup just scares me.
Do something that Joe Montana could do. He came close. Chiefs took him to the AFC Championship game, but lost to the Bills that one year.
Yeah.
Granted, I think they still would have lost because they would have to face the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. And that team had way too much talent.
Yeah. So, right now I'm going with the Patriots.
Okay, I can see that. Like I said, I'm nervous, but I stuck with New England. Denver was my pick from the beginning of the year.
And it was mine too, but just right now.
But you didn't have them winning it, though. You had the 49ers winning it.
Right, and right now, today, I don't have the 49ers getting the Super Bowl either. That's the way. I would have liked. If they both went to the Super Bowl and it turned out the way I wanted to in the beginning of the year with the 49ers beating the Broncos, hey, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then again, a lot of people had that.
Yeah.
A lot of people had the Seahawks going, potentially.
I think a lot of people had New England because a lot of people were curious how New England was going to deal with all these problems.
Yeah, and here they still finished 12-4. They still get, the first round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
And they still get to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So, I'm feeling New England right now.
Either way,
the running
no matter who wins, whether it's Seattle, San Francisco, Denver, New England, you're going to have one of the greatest quarterbacks against a young quarterback in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And also
a ferocious defense.
It gets a great quarterback. Yeah. So it's going to be
either way.
Either way, you're going to get the same matchup either way, no matter who wins.
Yeah. Either way, you can't lose this year, and you can't lose, with this week in the playoffs, certainly.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
All these, these matchups and the potential, Super Bowl teams that'll, you can't lose. So
yeah, definitely.
You got Brady or Manning going to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
And
returning too, because both haven't been.
Yeah.
Brady's been there a while. He hasn't won one in a while yet. He's got to add at least one more ring there.
He started out
massive collection.
He started out 3-0. And then, of course, the last 2 were against the Giants.
Eli Manning. Yeah.
So who knows if he gets there? I don't know if that helps in his. But it's not Eli Manning.
It's not Tom Coughlin. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. So who knows? But either way, you got good games this week, and what should make for a good Super Bowl. So it'll be interesting to see what turns out there. As far as the Eagles go right now, I don't know if you heard, but Deshaun Jackson was apparently robbed this week. As a matter of fact, I should pull this up. Stone Cold Steve Austin tweeted to Deshaun Jackson about this.
Wow, really?
Steve Austin is apparently a spokesperson for what's it called? Fort Knox safes or something.
Huh.
There's supposedly, there's supposedly like these really big safes, and
They store
supposedly,
stuff in. Okay.
supposedly Steve Austin made a tweet about it, and I want to play a little audio from the Tony Bruno and Harry Mays show about this. So let's play a little audio of it.
I guess Deshaun realized if he said 250, the feds are going to come after him for taxes on the 250. The IRS. Where he got the money. Yeah, okay. No, so I think he's ratcheted the number back down so that they don't nail him for taxes.
All right, but it was a significant amount of cash, jewelry, and other.
Reportedly, yes.
Yes, other.
Jay Glazer's house was broken into also this week. Did you see that?
How much did they get there?
He didn't say.
All right.
He's smart.
Maybe Jay will get a tweet from this same wrestler.
Yes.
Because on Twitter, Steve Austin, BSR, okay, is what he goes by. Mm-hmm. And he tweeted Deshaun and said the following: "Heard you lost some cash to thieves. DM your info and I'll hook you up with a Fort Knox safe." And he's got a picture of Stone Cold in this camo shirt with a camo hat and his fist out with the Stone Cold skull ring on it, like in a fist. And he's standing in front of this gigantic old school, like Fort Knox vault, like you'd find out in the West, out in
exactly.
some bank.
Not one of those little safes you go to Best Buy and you buy one.
This thing's as tall as he is.
Yeah, it's a real safe.
Yes, it's a. You'd need a whole room for this. This stinking safe. Well, he reps these things. That's what he's doing now.
Oh, he's not coming back for WrestleMania?
They might bring him back.
Okay, like Hulk Hogan and Rowdy Piper.
But he's the spokesperson for this company, Fort Knox Vault. Now, you might be able to get maybe a smaller version.
I don't need a vault. I don't have anything.
No?
I told you it's in my safe.
All right, so but yeah, I mean, so I thought that was kind of funny today. Yeah. I mean, obviously, not that Jackson got robbed, but I thought the fact that Stone Cold Steve Austin tweeted. That's something I got to look at now.
Oh my God,
that's pretty funny.
Native Texan.
Tie in the great wrestling debate a little bit.
Is he an Eagles fan? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
a native Texan. He might be a traitor to Dallas, maybe.
Yeah. So.
Because you're from Texas, you're going. There's only two teams. Well, technically one team. There's only been one team, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because I doubt you've been a Texans fan for so long now.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that. Not only that, this week, also LaShawn McCoy was asked about, do you see this team, winning a Super Bowl in the next 5 years or something? The Philly fans are frustrated or whatever, and he said like. He said, look, we have the talent we have in this team, and I think we should win a couple rings. He wasn't overly cocky about it. I think.
Well, he said a couple, Tyler, not one, just a couple.
Yeah, but basically, what he did here is he basically put
more
it in
than
him.
One.
Right? Yeah, he basically put everybody on the team on notice and stuff. Like
Okay, but let's keep things in perspective here. This is almost like
he has to back it up.
When Vince Young.
Yeah.
And his big mouth during training camp said, "Oh, we're the dream team." Yeah. Are you kidding me? This is the dream team.
And that's the fear with this. But I mean, the thing here is now they're going into the off season, and I mean might be a good reminder for the players. Like guys, this is what we got to do. I don't think it was him being cocky. I just confident.
A couple of rings.
Yeah.
The franchise
we should win.
This franchise hasn't won one yet, but
exactly.
A couple.
And I mean, I'm not. I mean, they could win a ring in this time, and they could win too. I mean, who knows?
All I said was I think we can beat Dallas the next. If it's coming down to who's going to get a ring before anybody else, it's going to be us over Dallas.
Yeah,
we will get a ring before the Cowboys will.
Yeah,
maybe even two. Maybe.
I mean,
I'll go two maybe at least there, because maybe by then Jerry kicks the bucket, and maybe then the franchise turns around and starts winning games like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I do see us getting a ring before Dallas does.
Yeah.
Dallas can keep looking at 96 all they want there for that last ring in that. Because once we get one, what's 2000?
Yeah.
Do you have a ring that's in 2000? Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah. So, I mean, they got to, obviously, they got to back it up. They put it, LaShawn McCoy, put it on himself to. Yeah. And I mean, he's the best player on the team. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Vince Young. It's not Vince Young as a backup, and heading into trade. But so if they if he backs it up, which he's the best. He's like one of the top best running backs in the league. He led the league in rushing this year.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I mean, it's one thing maybe coming from somebody else, but basically he said like we should do this. So let's go and do it. I mean, I think that's what I take from this. And
let's just see how this team does against San Francisco and Seattle. Hell, maybe even
let's
the
see how
regular
they do
season.
next
Let's
year.
see how they do against these two guys here.
Yeah,
because really, at the end of the day, that's probably who we're gonna have to go through anyway to get to a Super Bowl, just to get to one. Not forget winning one for a second, just to get back to one. You gotta go through those. Two teams.
I mean, within 5 years, I mean, it's not too far fetched to because I mean, next year, hopefully they can win a playoff game.
Yeah.
And then maybe in 2 years, who knows? Maybe they can potentially get to the Super Bowl. I don't know, 2 or 3. See how they build it. So there's a little leeway there. We got to see how this franchise builds up. How they build up. And,
agreed.
And soon, after the Super Bowl and everything, see what goes down in the free agency period and. See what this Eagles team can do in the offseason.
Well, speaking of Nick Foles, he's in the Pro Bowl.
He's in the Pro Bowl now. Yep. Because obviously one of them,
Kaepernick and Russell, one of them can't play.
Who would have been pro? Yeah, exactly. So that's so.
I'm trying to think who's going to be the sub then for the AFC because obviously Manning and Brady are both playing, and one of them's going to sub out.
Yeah.
So I'm curious who the sub is for the AFC.
So yeah.
Was it Andy Dalton maybe? I'm trying to think.
Really.
Might have been.
Rivers is in it, right?
Yeah, Rivers is in it. Rivers was the third guy. It was Manning, Brady, and Rivers.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else could be in there.
Could be Roethlisberger, too, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Roethlisberger.
I'm trying to think. There's always an alternate for everybody, though. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I think even our center made it. I think Kelsey is going to.
Jason Peters, originally it was just like Jason Peters and LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
But now it's changed.
I think Jackson was an alternate, but I don't think he's going to be his number's going to be called up. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I think they pretty much said he's not getting going.
Yeah. I mean, not that really playing in the game really matters. I mean, getting named to it is nice and
especially if you're Nick Foles.
Yeah,
so especially the end of the year was the backup.
Good for Nick Foles.
No, like I said, next year's the big deal for him. Because next year is contract negotiation period time for him, and if he wants to get the I like to call franchise quarterback money,
tag, right? Yeah,
the tag money. He's got to win a division and then win a playoff game. He wants to earn that money.
Got to win the division again, which I think is not if they did it this year, it's reasonable to think they'll do it next year, and so. Yeah, and then maybe win a playoff game.
I don't see a whole lot changing the other NFC teams in the East, at least.
Yeah, I mean, new
coaching staff.
The NFC in general, I don't see,
Well, no, it's still going to be San Francisco. I think it's going to be
teams
pretty powerhouse teams to beat there, too.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, no, I definitely see that.
But yeah, hopefully they can win a playoff game.
Speaking of, since next week's the Pro Bowl, and we talk about maybe doing a mini fan shift, kind of like how Sanders and what Jerry Rice is going to be doing it on next Thursday.
Yeah,
I think maybe we could do it Tuesday, maybe and
we'll see how.
That's what I'm talking about.
Try to do it before Rice and Sanders, then because by then we should have the official roster, and we fill the spots in Tyler.
Yeah.
We each it could be anybody from the AFC, NFC doesn't matter. We get a list together and we'll put our I guess our dream team if it was like fantasy in real life then.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess it's what's in store next week then on TW Sports Talk. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for tuning in as always here on TW Sports Talk.